think it is a big deal, and I think it's a big deal in particular because of who is being replaced. Pep Hamilton, obviously Luck and him have a strong bond going back to his Stanford days, and when Luck was asked about whether or not he felt responsible that Pep Hamilton was fired or not, he said, yeah, I do. So I think for a guy that has been clearly lacking confidence over the past couple of weeks, this certainly doesn't help the situation at all. And AC, both these teams came into the season with very similar goals in mind. Get to the NCAA tournament and advance. But for Butler, it was also about being the most dominant team in the state. That is something they've talked about from day one. So no better time to do that than with a spot in the Sweet 16 on the line. I'm going to agree with Ken. I think it is a big deal. Whitehurst is obviously a capable backup, capable of stepping into a starting role. I know Colts fans don't even want to think about the possibility of that happening, but it's a big deal because it's not Alex Tandy, who it was a couple of weeks ago, who has played very little. Obviously Whitehurst, familiar with Matt Hasselbeck, familiar with the Colts being in the AFC South, so I think it's a big deal to have him on this roster. One of those guys fighting for a roster spot is, as you mentioned, running back Vic Ballard, and after a solid start against the Bengals, he comes up with another hamstring injury, the same one, re-aggravating it, that he's been dealing with throughout training camp. It has just been a struggle for Ballard to stay healthy. He missed the last 2 seasons with an Achilles injury and an ACL injury. And tonight will be a very tough test for the Colts offense as they face one of the best defensive fronts in the league. Led by Chris Long, they have 4 guys on that line that were picked in the first round.
Chuck Pagano, and how about this? Ryan Grigson and Jim Irsay expected to meet with the media. Press conference at 10:30. We will have it for you live here on Wish TV.
And I think what's so interesting about this is, again, there's so much speculation about the relationship between Pagano and Grigson. They're both coming out here tonight. It'll be interesting to see whether or not, again, they talked a little bit more about their issues. Whether or not they're confident going forward, which apparently it seems they are, in making this relationship work, and that it's the best for the franchise.